All right, I'd like to call meeting to order. Welcome everybody and welcome for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. Let's go over and do the minutes from the last meeting, please.
Okay, we last met on Tuesday, August 20th at 7:00. We did the call to order. We did the roll call at 7:00. Those in attendance were Shannon, Sandy, Joanne, and myself. Jim was not able to make it. We had a guest, Bob Byer, and we're happy to have you again.
Thank you.
We reviewed and accepted the minutes from the May 21st meeting. Among the old business that we discussed ongoing plans for the first annual townwide scarecrow contest. All the elements for promoting and advertising a townwide competition are in place. Joanne placed an article in the local paper and sought guidance from select committee.
Shannon did.
Shannon placed the article.
Well, thank you. I will make a note of that. Flyers have been made up and distributed. Trophies will be purchased for winners, and 2 scarecrows will be placed at Founders Park by the Cultural Council members to kick off the competition. New business included committee members were assigned as follows. Joanne as chair, Shannon as working with publicity. Jim Stover, we took the leap of faith to say that you would stay on as treasurer.
You couldn't kick me out. I don't know.
And myself as secretary. Committee members voted unanimously to welcome Barbara as a new committee member, and who has since gotten the blessing from the select committee.
Right, I did.
Okay, and you will then follow up with
Alan, sure,
with Alan.
tomorrow.
fantastic.
Yeah.
With all business in order, we adjourned at about 7:35.
All those in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at our revolving balance in our account currently. Do you have an updated statement for us, Jim, by any chance?
Did you see what I emailed you? Okay, so I sent you out, I sent weeks ago now. I mean, I just have,
Oh,
the updated, there's no change since then. It's still at 7,100, so.
okay,
But we do have the council account. If you have access to it electronically, I sent it to you this evening, but I did print out a few printed copies. So if you want to pass these around and share this. If if the two of you, anyone who look at it online, great. Otherwise, you can share around. Okay. And here's the second section. There's staple. So I think it's staple. That part didn't get on the what you call it. The whole slide. So what you'll see is, and we need to officially receive this until I really looked at it in detail. But so we noted that the account balance, if we look at the first page, which is a single piece of paper. We had our beginning balance of $3,872.83. And we are taking allocation of $6,200. Interest income of $322.10. This is for fiscal year 24. We have all the detailed statements for that as well. I sent out back in August. And thus our total revenue is of $6,520.10. Total expenditures for the year ending June 30th, 2024 would be 2,925. And so take your 3,872 plus your 6,522 minus your 2,925, and somehow it's supposed to work out at 7:46:93 at the end as of June 30th.
So we don't have a lot of people that have submitted for reimbursements.
Well, that was, I was asking for the list. I can tell you who we have, but, if you then, look on, the next piece of paper, the one that's stapled. So since, the beginning of fiscal year 2025 on June 1st, only one check has gone through for $300. That was back in early August. So if we take that leaves us with the 71.69 that you saw and when I had emailed out before. So basically take that minus whatever grantees have not sent in for the reimbursement and add our FY25 amount from the state, which is 6,300.
Yeah.
And you will have what we had to spend. But I was trying to get the list of grantees, like I couldn't get Smart Simple was having some problems.
Yeah, because I had a hard time getting into it the other day because I was like, why can't I get into this? And I don't know if they were doing an update or something.
They had something flash up saying, you can't get to your applications and all this. So that I couldn't even get to our previous year's applications and acknowledge that we had them, but I couldn't. Yeah. So I couldn't get to the list of grantees for this year. Or actually, I should say technically the ones that we granted for fiscal year 24. But I mean, we have, so let's see. And we know certain folks have put through this is complicated. It's like AP computer classes. They look like so this is and we
Part of this could be, I think, and just based on recollection, is that a lot of people each year that we grant to, they tend to have like fall, Christmas. So it could be that they haven't applied to get their money yet because they haven't had their programs yet.
yeah.
Or maybe people that had their programs over the summer, they're now just getting back and haven't submitted their paperwork yet. I don't know, do you remember, does it seem like we do more distributions at the end of the year or the beginning of the year?
I mean,
I have a printout of all the grantees. I think I have the last 2 years. I didn't bring them with me, but I'm pretty sure I have them in my folder. If you can't access them, but
eventually.
I would say it's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of the,
Yeah.
it was Blackstone Valley, I think it was Cloris or somebody reached out to me wanting to know how they can get their money for their grant and what they need to do. They were waiting for some paperwork and I know we sent them the letter, we sent them all the backup paperwork
Yeah.
that they needed. And I resent her the form saying, here, please fill this out along with, what you needed and forward it. And I haven't gotten anything back from them yet, so.
I mean, they got their $1,000 reimbursement on January 25th, but that was probably for fiscal year 23.
Correct,
Yeah.
right. So now she's doing for 2024, so
Yeah.
that's what they're waiting for.
Again, I don't have the list, but I suspect that for fiscal year 24, and we have a lot of things came through in April. I think they're mostly just like Blackstone Valley, the occasional OTEC, the multicultural night, and Cheryl Fay Musical Company, and
The Blackstone Valley Multicultural, I think, don't they look at in October or something?
Yeah.
I think that's in the
No,
fall.
I think I thought that was in the spring.
Oh.
Maybe it's a different one. I'm thinking of October too. Maybe
I
it's,
would think, yeah. I don't.
well, what we'll do is I'll see if I can get into, the Mass State website and export, the approvals we did. It'll give us a list, the dollar amount that they asked for, the amount.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I couldn't get at it.
And I'll see if I can export it. If not, we'll just reach out to Greg and say, hey, Greg, can you please send us
Yeah.
a copy of what we approved? Because he's our liaison to the
And
state, and he should be able to give us that information.
I think, though, ultimately, the point, well, we have to account for our $1,000.
Right, and
Right.
you know that we have to submit the budget for FY 25, what's in our account by October 16th, so that they will approve and appropriate FY 25's money to us on the system.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you know,
Let's
that's,
get you that,
that
because
was-
that way that you'll get the exact amount. We
yeah,
have to list.
by then, that's what, yeah, you know, that deadline is, as I found
Yeah,
out,
just don't
like very flexible.
flexible.
That was, but, so I would say, we have a substantial amount of money.
Yeah,
We did not, I know we did not at all grant our full amount that we have.
We kept we kept the $1,000 knowing we would be doing the.
But we
stamp
also
project.
kept more than that, there is,
There was
The
carryover.
carryover from the previous year.
We granted all but $1,000 because you've got to grant the vast
Yeah.
majority of it.
And the
We
reason-
met that
We did.
criteria, but then each year there's a little bit left over and that has accumulated. So
Right.
now we have a little bit more,
So
which is why we can do the scarecrow.
we can do
contest.
the, and what we'll do is
Well-
we'll have to scrub it down good to make sure this year, like,
Yeah,
what we have, there's no, because I know from not my experience, but from somebody else when I was on the Uxbridge Council, the state didn't give them money one year because
yeah.
they did not, they had a carryover that was large and they were like, no, 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 no.
It's not needed.
It's not needed then, and so they lost out on a grant,
Yeah.
and you don't wanna do that. I'm sorry,
Let's spend down.
yeah,
yeah, so,
it's money that's been given to appropriate for functions in the town, let's use it.
yeah, no, I mean, we can, I mean, there is provision, for things like we can do local funds to keep as assets slash reserve, which is, we did end up keeping some of that.
Yeah.
Administrative funds, we can be five, and allocations and, so, and again, we are able to do our own programming, like, yeah, so there's ways to, we have to, but, in any case, yeah, just keep that in mind. We are rather flush, so we might want to think about how we might redouble our efforts to get more applications in, even as the.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get, we had quite a few
Yeah.
last year, I'm sure we'll get one this year, and again, so it's just a matter. Last year when we looked at it, though, we wanted to grant X amount of people, do more grants, even though we cut some of them down, just to be able to fund the project. And also knowing that they were going to other towns too for money.
Right.
We said, we know they're applying here, we know they're applying there.
We want you to do it in town.
Yeah, some different things like that, so.
Well, we were pretty strict,
Yeah.
and we were very,
We granted,
Well, that actually brings up a good point. It could be that the reason why people haven't asked for their money is that we didn't fully fund them. Maybe they weren't able to have their programs. And I know a couple of them, we put restrictions on it, like
but once.
Restrictions were not great.
Science is
science with
happening,
Amanda,
it's happening right now,
Oh,
it's doing
okay.
it right now
Okay.
from
and then
September to
that
January.
guy that has the concert, for years and years and years in Uxbridge, and we said, no, this year's gotta be amended. So I don't know what he decided on that.
Right,
That was,
we had 30 people that asked for grants and we granted 16 of them.
Yeah.
So we granted quite a few people
Yeah.
and it was like 500 here, 675
Oh,
here.
yeah.
You know, it wasn't low dollar amounts.
And you know what, in that local newspaper that they send out, I just saw a story about, or no, it was the senior center mailer. The cabaret thing that we funded, they
Yeah.
just did
So
that.
we'll be getting a request
Yeah.
for that money. So
Yeah,
I
they
wouldn't
just did
be
that.
too concerned. If it was like
It's in the.
December
It's in the-
of this year going into next year, then I'd be, you know,
Yeah.
January next year. But right now, I think we've
Yeah.
committed it. They just haven't submitted it yet.
My question is, when is the application deadline
October 16th
for people to apply
for
for?
grants. Yeah.
Okay,
And anybody who's ever applied for a grant knows that. They
Yeah.
get a notification, grant season's open, you've got till this date and everything. Shannon put the banner down at the town hall. I've posted it twice on Facebook on the Mendon group site. So, I mean, it's out there. They
have
know.
we ever reached out to schools? Because the Blackstone Valley Tech does a program, and that's for the whole community, that's kind of
There was
the
one,
point.
school, wasn't it over here?
That wanted us to fund the trolleys.
Yeah,
Who was
thank you,
it?
no. Thank you, no.
Who is that?
Club wanted us to
Yeah.
fund the trolleys.
Yeah.
They must do a trolley tour. I don't know. My kids that grew up in Mendon.
Yeah.
They do it like a historic tour.
Yeah.
Of town.
But it only benefited that third grade class and it was super expensive. It was like half of our budget and it only benefited students in that class.
I mean, the idea is it needs to be open to the public.
Yeah.
I mean,
Public, or like if it was the whole, like, Cleft School, they were gonna bring
Yeah.
Joe the magic guy and the whole school got to see it. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But when it's just a small group, it's,
Yeah.
Have another bake sale.
Yeah.
it's another, that's just, you know. All right. Let's move on to new topics then. Do we all accept Jim's reconciliation? of-
or, yeah, you approve Sean's, like this,
Yeah.
Sean.
All those in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
Our next subject is our scarecrow contest. It's moving right along. We have 11 participants so far. We have the Rockland Trust Bank.
Oh, good.
We have, I'm gonna say the name wrong and I apologize to this poor girl, the Pellegrin New Shop.
Pellegrin?
Pellegrin.
I think it's Peregrine.
Pellegrin,
Yes.
the new shop on the corner there.
Yeah, the bird.
The highway department has, the fire department. The Trisha and Elizin Rodriguez has, it must be a family.
Okay.
The Mendon Animal Clinic.
Oh.
Brendan Chanel. The town hall. And they're gonna do it in between the annex and the building. And they've already got a theme and everything. It's gonna be Mother Mendon. So I'm dying to see what that's gonna look like. The Thibodeau family, it's a mother and I believe her two daughters. The senior center, and I know the police department said they were gonna do it when I came to the selectmen's meeting, but I haven't heard from them. But I'm assuming in all competition amongst all the departments, they'll probably be doing it. So right now we're at 11, we're only halfway through the month. So hopefully we get a few more. I was hoping just for 10, so this is good,
You
this
hit
is a
your goal.
good thing. I hit my goal. Well, I should say our goal, because I mean, it's the first year doing it, so
It's good. It's a
it-
good response.
it's a good response.
I'm just curious, since we allocated $1,000, I mean, we could do a mailing. Like,
We've done it in the newspaper. Shannon's done it in the newspaper. I've put it on Facebook several times. I believe the selectmen's meeting last night, I think Kate asked if she could put it on the agenda or bring it up. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It
we're
was
gonna
mention it. So I mean, people are aware of it.
Well,
and-
if people who know to look at those specific places. Because I'm just saying that there's a lot of businesses and a lot of individuals who don't necessarily look at all those.
Printed out flyers and went the businesses through the town at the end of August.
You did?
I did, yes.
Oh, bless you.
I was off one day and I went and distributed flyers out at the businesses. So they're out there, people know about it. And I stopped up at the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts sign up and gave them flyers so that they would know about it. So
I'm just saying, it's fairly easy to ask the post office to mail out like something to all the residential.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But we set aside $1,000.
That A postcard would cost $1,000.
But I'm gonna put the card and people postage.
I mean,
We-
insert in the newspaper is cheaper, like, I think that's like $300 to, the one page flyer.
Yeah.
In the, but like an every door direct mail is like, it would be like $1,000.
It was in the Mendon Upton Times. Shannon put an article on that. So it's already gone to all the households, because I'm assuming that's a standard paper that everybody in town gets.
Well-
Public board.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, we have the funds to do that. We in fact carry over $1,720. I'm sorry, $1,172 that we didn't allocate, in addition to the $1,000 we have for the contest. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if folks aren't interested in that, that's fine. I'm just saying it's something we could do.
yeah, we could. We still have to buy the trophies and stuff like that. So we gotta, so we'll hold off. If we have a lot of money left over, we'll just appropriate it towards grants for FY25 and give it to something to be used for that.
Right, and you're gonna itemize the reimbursements of the costs.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, I mean, bless you for going around actually all the businesses, I mean.
We are gonna have a first, second, and third place trophy,
Mhm.
okay? And this is going to be the topper on the trophy.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
Okay?
very nice, very nice.
So it is a pumpkin scarecrow, and that will be the topper on the top of the trophy. We are going to give out medallions to group participants. I ordered 25 of them because I wasn't sure. And this is what the medallion will look like.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I'm like the mother with two kids. You
You know, so much curious. Thinking about it today, and I'm like, maybe I should have called them back up, because I just placed the order today and said, can you make it 50? Because on the
Yeah.
back of it, we can just have, it's gonna say Mendon Cultural Council Scarecrow Contest. So if we don't put a year on it,
Yeah, you can.
we can use them for next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll call them up and change it to 50,
Yeah.
because I was even, after I left there and I was driving home, I was like, I really should have ordered 50. And I didn't want to turn around and go back. Call tomorrow and say, can we change the order to this place? But that's what it'll be, and it's gonna be on an orange ribbon,
Oh, how cute.
and the base of the trophy will be orange as well to highlight the theme of the fall.
Oh,
Okay, so that's how we stand with that.
And the scarecrow looks great. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I
And my husband out there like, come on, you're coming up with me. And he's like, what are we doing? I said, every time I do this, he's like, what are we doing? I said, we're putting a scarecrow up on Founder's Park. And I'm like, and I went by one day and I noticed the head was tilted, and I'm like, oh, I gotta come back later on today when I can stop by and fix the head. Well, somebody must have went there and did something, because the head was fixed, and it was like, wow, somebody. took
And I
care
was going to add the guitar, but I didn't want to tip it over. I didn't know if that was something you still wanted
Oh,
on there.
if you wanted to add it, go right ahead, but
Okay.
it's still there.
Okay.
It'll stay there through the month of October, and then we'll take it out.
Okay.
But at least it's there. It
Okay.
looks good. I like it.
It does
It's
look
kind
good. It
of
looks
brightens
very
up that
bright.
little share. And it makes it look-
It does.
And I was like, boy, we could actually do a theme here every time. I'm like, no, not right now. But
You know what? You don't have on your list. My brother's company applied. They sent an email to join the contest, Centerpoint Driving Academy.
okay, well then we've got 12.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he sent it like the second day, right after the meeting. So I don't know where that email got lost or whatever, but
All right. And that's gonna be on North
not
Avenue.
that, right?
What number?
103.
All right, because what will happen is once we have, as of September 30th, it'll all close. I'll get on and put a list together of
That's
where they
great.
are in the
Yeah.
town, and so we'll have it, and I'll publish that.
Great.
And
Great.
I'll put it aside so that I can hit send
Oh, great.
as we go along, and that will take care of our scarecrow, so. I think for the first year, we're kind of doing it.
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was looking tonight online on Facebook. I always look at all the other community pages just to see what they're doing. And Douglas is now doing their first annual scarecrow contest and they hosted it today. I was like,
There's not being
one of the clubs in Douglas is doing it, and I was like, wow.
That's great.
It's not great, you know, it's a nice fall event.
Yes.
So, anybody else have any other new business? Let me know it's grant season and I'm hoping, I know people are probably applying. We just can't see it till we do our financials to know how many are out there.
So since I'm new to this, how do that people apply? Is it through the state website?
Correct.
Okay, so that's why you
Yeah.
don't see it.
Yeah, we don't see it. Jim has to put the financials in. Once he puts that in and it shows what's available, the state will automatically open up so that unlocks it to see what we have for applications and stuff.
Can you see it periodically? Can you see the number, or is it everything or nothing?
Everything or nothing, yeah. It used to be, and then before they switched to this system, you used to be able to go out and see it.
Just
as
what's
it was
coming in.
coming in.
Right,
You
right.
can't now, it's nothing. It doesn't even show it open for at least for when we go in for FY 25 open,
Okay,
so.
so we won't see that till it closes.
Oh, 16.
10/16, okay.
10/16, correct. Anybody else have any other business?
But I'm curious, so where do people apply? Like if they want to apply for the grants, where?
You go to Mass, it's Smart Compliance, but if you go to
Simply Smart.
Simply Smart, but if you go to the Mass Cultural
Right, okay.
website and it'll say, grant, it should say grant application. It'll take you to a link. If you've never applied before, you've got to set up an account.
Right, well, I'm just wondering, like, so I don't see it listed from the Mendon Cultural Council webpage, and I wonder if it could be.
We go to, who do I reach out to have?
Dan.
Dan, all right, I'll reach out to
I
Dan.
mean, I just wonder, like, because that's another possibility would it be to ask about having like the splash page, you know how they have the ads when you go to the town website?
Mhm.
Like you could have something about the scarecrow contest and the,
Upcoming grants.
and the upcoming grants, especially like if it links to a town page, town website page. I mean, I don't know, it's just, it's a thought, it could get more people, you know, who go
And
to
then
the
something
website.
to the math out.
Right.
Right.
I'll reach out to Dan tomorrow and ask him about that.
Because I think that's where I would look if I didn't know, like, if I didn't know where to go.
South the town.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right, shall we set for when we would like our next meeting, since it's going to be October?
We want to wait till after the
I was going to
16th.
just say, I'm going to wait till after the 16th. Do we want to do Tuesday, the 22nd?
Sure.
That way there, we'll, our grants will all be in.
At 7, is that usually? the
7
time?
o'clock is usually the time we do.
In here, right?
Correct, right here. Bear in mind, with the grant funds, the meetings end up to being a little longer because we start whittling through the grants and depending on,
That takes a couple of meetings.
takes a couple of meetings. So depending on how many we get and
Okay.
the depth of discussion, it could be longer, just so you know.
Mhm.
If nothing else, all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Ayes have it. Awesome.
Did you stop?
Gotta stop recording this right.